Hello guys, welcome to Sports Bet Daily over at oddsmarket.com. It is a brand new show. We launched our show yesterday. The idea is bringing daily sports bets from all sports and bringing some of the experts in the industry as well to share their tips with you guys. This show is going to be broken down into 4 segments. We're going to start off with World Golf Championships with Craig Edwards, followed by the Indian Premier League 2019 update from Ed Hawkins. Then we look at NCAA tournaments, the Sweet 16 with Jay Paglia from the Sports Geg. And then finally, we're going to finish off with some weekend football trebles from Alex at Need for Tips. But listen, we've got 1 hour to pack all of this in. And I tell you, it flies by when you're talking with some of these guys. First guy I want to introduce right now is Craig Edwards. Craig, welcome to the show. First time. Good to see you.
Yes. Thanks for having me, Natalie. Looking forward to it.
Absolute pleasure. Now, I have got a ton of questions. First, though, I was thinking when I did the first show yesterday, I thought, some people actually don't know who I'm talking to. Probably they haven't met you before. Now, you were an ex-pro snooker player, now turned punter. Obviously, you write fantastic snooker articles for us, golf articles as well. So what's the difference between betting snooker and golf?
You'll get bigger variance on golf because the golf prices are a lot bigger. So you may have a few longer losing spells, although I find it's more profitable. On snooker, they are tending to be at smaller prices, small price range. Therefore, you'll get more winners, more regular winners. But at golf, we had an 80-1 winner the other week on odds market. So, that pays for a few losers. And that's really the difference. Yeah. And I have to say as well, these video segments, we generally try and split it into 4 sports each day, and we will clip them. I will put Craig's article link in the clip there over at Odds Market YouTube channel. So give us a follow, hit the little bell button, and you will be notified every time we release a video. And I've been obviously active on your Twitter. It's Edwards Tips _. So it looks like golf, you are doing incredibly well. You have got 30.5 ROI there, 26.32 units of profit. Congratulations. And that's over 141 bets. That is pretty impressive. Yeah, that's just this year. From the start of the year, I've been tipping online for just over a year now. It's gone better than I ever thought it would. I mean, I've always done it to my friends, especially in the snooker circles, and we've had some real big gambles, but I got talked into tipping last year and it's just gone, I always knew I'd be probably good at it without wanting to sound too big-headed, but, having done it for so many years and managed my own risk that, but it does put a bit more pressure on it, managing other people's risk, but I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know. There's certainly a thrill, and I like the ways as well as you say, sort of like managing risk. That's sort of what we're all about here at Odds Market as well. We've got for those watching, we've got a whole series of articles, betting 101, betting school. It kind of and it talks as well about sort of risk management, betting with units, and really betting what you can afford to lose is something to bear in mind. It is so incredibly fun, but as long as you do it responsibly. Now, onto the meat and bone of the segment. Obviously, we're talking about the World Golf Championship, and you have written an article just pulling it up here as well. Dell Match Play, 27th to the 31st of March here in Austin. So tell us who you are looking at here. Who are the favorites? It looks like Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson here. They're looking as the 2 favorites. Would you put your money on either of those 2?
They've won here twice in the past 3 years between them, and that suggests that you need to be a player with long hitting. Bubba Watson won last year, and that's the 3 times the event's been held at Austin in Texas. So I think we can take it that it's an advantage to be a long hitter on the course. The course is played round Lake Austin. The first 9 holes, or first 8 holes, are played very much on the flat. And then there's quite a serious elevation that takes you through the back nine, and it's quite a roller coaster. Some of the holes are surrounded by water, and if you're a punter and you're betting the single matches, it will be quite a roller coaster, and it will be in the outrights. And if you bet Bubba Watson, as I've advised, that's often a roller coaster because he's a guy that knows how to win, but he's also a guy that knows how to score a 10 now and again, which in match play doesn't make any difference whatsoever. He still just loses the one hole. So one bad hole will not lose him the championship as it would in stroke play. And that is the advantage for players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, players that are hyper aggressive, don't have to feel the fear of losing multiple shots when they lose a hole. They can carry on being aggressive, winning as many holes as possible, and just putting the pressure on their opponents. You know, that doesn't mean to say that short hitters can't win. I have tipped Ian Poulter, and he's not a very long hitter, but he is one of the best exponents of match play. His Ryder Cup record is just first class in the realms of Seve Ballesteros, and he's at times single-handedly won the Ryder Cup for Europe against America. He's a previous winner here in the match play format, although not at the course, and he is in remarkably good form at the moment. So I had to put him in the staking plan with Bubba Watson. Last week's winner, Paul Casey, he's also in the staking plan. I didn't really want him to win last week because it's affected his price. It's brought it right in. But he's long off the tee. He's accurate. He's a perfect fit. And he's twice a runner-up in the match play format. Final selection, Jason Day. Twice a winner of the event. That's quite unusual. You would think, with it being a quite sharp, quick format, that it would produce shot results. But when you look back over the results, Tiger Woods has won it 3 times the event. Yeah. Jason Day twice. And that suggests with Rory McIlroy, Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, it's all class players winning it. And so there's no reason to go away from that formula, Sweet, really.
Yeah. You've got to ask, really, sort of, the name Tiger Woods in golf, how is he sort of faring in this tournament? I noticed sort of on your article, you do mention him a little bit. You say he's sort of getting on, and he's not somebody really to back.
Well, for this format, I think Tiger Woods will have one eye on the Masters in a couple of weeks' time. That will be his priority. The years are advancing. He's got this bad back condition, so he has to manage that. And he is managing it very well. I mean, he is back close to his best. But to play 5 matches here, I think, actually, no, it's 6 matches. So that would be more than he'd normally play. I don't think that will be good on his back. I think subconsciously he won't be that worried about losing this week, but just using it as a bit of a tune-up for the Masters. Right. Where I expect him to be a competitor. Former champions win at the Masters, like we've seen before with Nick Faldo, Jack Nicklaus in the 40s. So that is his best chance of winning a major again. He will not want to do anything to compromise that, I don't think. So I would like to see him win. I'd like to see him win this week and the Masters, but my view is he won't win this week, definitely. Yeah, probably sounds wise as well. Now, obviously, with the Masters in a few weeks, the outcome here of the World Golf Championship, how does that affect the odds for the Masters? Well, I think it will affect the odds quite drastically. They're already changing week in, week out. I would tell people to bet Bubba Watson now if they fancy him for the Masters, just in case he wins this week. Should he win this week, his price will come in from 33s to about 20 to 1. I like him for the Masters. He's done nothing wrong all season. His form is absolutely rock solid. And he's the guy that wins the same events multiple times, year in, year out, at the Genesis, at the Greater Hartford, and at the Masters. That is just who he is. So you should I would advise anyone to back him each way now for the Masters, definitely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as well as this week.
Exactly, because some of those odds, I'm sure, is going to be sure to drop. Now, I do unfortunately have to wrap up. I could literally sit here and talk to you for the next hour. Luckily, you are coming on again on Friday, and we will be talking snooker picks as well. Craig's actually written an awesome article. It's posted on his Twitter handle, and it's about Ronnie O'Sullivan, the 1000th break or something like that. Is already getting a lot of, and do you know what I saw as well, because you had titled the article probably, and you were getting a lot of stick for that. I went in and I took the probably word out.
Did you really?
I did. I thought I'll help you out here. I'll take out the word probably, because everybody was scrubbing it out or whatever. So I thought, all right, I'll just do it. But yeah, so Craig will be back on Friday, and we'll give him a bit of a larger time slot, because it's a real pleasure talking to you. So very quickly, for those looking to bet the World Golf Championship, if you can run it down in a nutshell, World Golf Championship this week, what would it be?
Bubba Watson would be top of my list. Second in my list would be Ian Poulter. And then I would have saving bets on Paul Casey and Jason Day.
Fantastic stuff. All right, that was Craig Edwards. Let me just bring up Twitter handlers here. Edwards tips _ I will post that information as well in the clips that we'll put on the videos. Lovely talking with you, Craig, and I'll see you on Friday. All right, wonderful stuff.
Yes.
Now going to bring on, we have got Ed Hawkins. We are going to talk about the Indian Premier League. I see we are dialing him up. Now, some of these sports, you know, obviously football, tennis, I could pretty much talk until the cows come home. There are other sports, however, like Indian Premier League is going to be, you know, it's learning as I go, so to speak. Anyway, so I had a fantastic conversation with Ed Hawkins before we started, and I said, all right, what are we going to talk about? And he goes, I could talk forever. So I'm very excited. And he put a lot of fun into the Indian Premier League betting. I don't know if you guys know much about it, but I can tell you what, if you don't, you will. Do head on over oddsmarket.com. We have a dedicated cricket page all for Indian Premier League. And obviously that is going to be leading up to the World Cup as well. But let me introduce Ed Hawkins, the cricket connoisseur amongst other sports. Ed, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Well, unfortunately, I just spoke with Craig Edwards there, and the time flew, I have to say. And I feel that the time is going to fly again, once again, with the Indian Premier League. So much to talk about, and it sort of seems like this was such a great year for me to start getting into the Indian Premier League, because what an amazing, shocking, wonderful start to the tournament. What's happening? You obviously know a lot more than I do here. What's happening?
Yeah, it's a crazy start, really. Look, which perhaps isn't unusual for the Indian Premier League, because it's absolutely renowned for chaos and pandemonium. That's why it's the most popular cricket tournament there has ever been, and why it's such a huge betting event. It's probably the biggest betting event annually on cricket there's ever been, and it is certainly the biggest cricket betting event every single year. And that's because it throws up so many shocks and upsets, and we've been in the first week and nothing changes. The status quo remains. It's throwing punters off left, right and centre. We've had, in the very first game, we've had Bangalore Royal Challengers, who boast two of the best batsmen there have ever been, in AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli in their team, and other strong batters like Moeen Ali from England, against Chennai Super Kings, who admittedly are the holders, but they got bowled out for 70 in a 20-over game, which is absolutely extraordinary, and just nobody saw that coming. And the trend has continued, really. We saw Delhi Capitals take down Mumbai Indians, who were the second favourites on the outright market in the second game, with a massive score of 213, and Mumbai Indians were just never really in the hunt for that one. And then another shock after that one, Sunrisers Hyderabad. They had the game absolutely in the palm of their hand. It was in their pocket. And somehow in the last few balls, they managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory against Kolkata Knight Riders. Kolkata Knight Riders were done and dusted, and they were needing big numbers on the economy rates on the last few overs, and Sunrisers just always get home in that situation because they are the crack bowling team in the tournament and probably one of the best bowling units in franchise history. But somehow they went down. They got beat. And that's never happened before. Sunrisers have never lost from that situation before. So it was a completely stunning start from those games. Then we saw Kings 11 Punjab take down Rajasthan Royals. They were outsiders to win it. They looked beaten with about sort of 10 overs to go. And they were a little bit naughty in the way they actually got back into the game. You probably saw, Natalie, there has been a big debate on Twitter about the way they took one of the wickets. They got Jos Buttler, the England batsman, removed, which is essentially let's just call it what it was. It was cheating. It was completely against the spirit of the game, but it got them back into that match, and they landed big odds there. And then today, Chennai Super Kings have won 2 out of 2. They've downed Delhi Capitals today with a really strong performance, and they've busted all kinds of first innings runs trends at that venue today, which is the Feroz Shah Kotla Stadium, and it's got a really great record for the batsmen there. But Delhi Capitals were really just blown away. They were strong first 6 overs or so, but could barely post 140 in the end. And that was a real turnaround for punters and an upset because they would have expected big runs there. And I expected big runs there. 91% of the time, Delhi Capitals score more than 160. And they made a really fast start, but they didn't bust the mark. So expect the unexpected, Natalie, with the IPL.
Sounds riveting, honestly. Obviously, one thing that's worth sort of noting, each sort of game takes about like 5 hours. That must give so many opportunities for in-play betting. And do you sit for the entire 5 hours and watch the match, or do you take intervals of break? It's like it's quite a commitment as far as time goes.
Yes, it is. But if you've had a bet, believe me, time flies, and you're not
True.
Sitting down. You are pacing. You're banging your head against the wall. You're tearing your hair out. You're jumping up and down for joy. You've got your head in your hands in despair because the odds will fluctuate, flip flop all the time, and the IPL is renowned for that. It's a 20 over a side contest. And a game can turn on one ball. That is the beauty of 20 over cricket. A batsman can hit a 6 or a wicket can fall, and the game is a completely different game. And for bettors, and particularly in-running bettors, and vast amounts of money are being wagered on these games in India. We're talking billions of pounds.
Yeah.
And for in-running bettors, it's absolutely manna from heaven. People have been able to retire from their jobs and just work this IPL tournament as their job because of the fluctuations in odds we see in games. We'll see Delhi Capitals have been close favourites to win the match today. Mm-hmm. The Rajasthan Kings 11 match, which I talked about earlier, and we just saw flip flops constantly throughout the game. And of course, if you're trading positions on that, you're going to be getting all green both sides, and that is why it's so popular. It's an obsessive sport to bet on.
Yeah, it sounds like. Well, listen, let's just quickly. I think we've got maybe 5-ish minutes left, and we have got the next match we want to talk about. Obviously, Wednesday's match here. What do you like there?
Well, we've got Kolkata Knight Riders against Kings 11 Punjab there, and listen, that's at Eden Gardens, and anyone betting on that should be really aware that there's a big bias for the side batting second there. It's about 60% bias. If you bat second, you're winning 60% of the time, basically. So you've really got to factor that into your betting. You don't want to be betting without knowing that statistic because you basically feel like a mug if you've had a bet on the side batting first and then you work that out. And Kolkata are a real gun-chasing team. That's their strength. They've just beaten Sunrisers. as I've told you about, chasing down 183, which is a stiff target in most circumstances, even though Eden Gardens is good for the chaser. So look, I wouldn't be betting before the toss. I'm not sure Kings 11 have covered themselves in glory, considering they beat Royals in that slightly unsavoury way. It perhaps paints a different picture about where they are as a team. And I think they would have basically lost against Royals had they not essentially cheated. So Kolkata would be a strong bet in a chase, but you're going to get better odds, I think, within the first 6 overs on Kolkata if they are chasing, because Rajasthan will go very, very fast up front. And we'll see that flip-flop that I was talking about. So you'll probably get odds against Kolkata in the first 6 overs.
Yeah. Yeah, because just looking at the outrights here, because Kolkata 1.75, Kings Punjab 2.25. So you're saying that if Kings Punjab wins the coin toss and bats second, would you be more likely to put your money on them, and then you obviously see a flip in the odds there?
Yeah, we might see Kings 11 come favourites if they're batting first. Because I was talking about Rajasthan. I've got them on the brain at the moment because of that stunning upset. But Kolkata, if they get the toss in their way, they will chase. But Kings 11, because they've got Chris Gale and they've got Rahul, who's a terrific batter. They'll go very fast in the first 6 overs, and we might see those odds flip flop. Maybe not as short as like 1.75. for Kings 11, but we might get 2.1 Kolkata if Kings 11 go fast in those first 6 overs.
Nice. Okay, so for those itching to make a bet on the IPL right this second, do we take a punt on a futures Super Kings maybe to win? Do you have a bet, obviously, before the coin toss? Obviously, you've got top batsman, top bowler for Kolkata Knight Riders versus Kings Punjab. What can viewers here at Sportsbet Daily place a bet on?
Well, I think the best bet that has sprung up after the first week of action, we've seen all the teams in action now, is a futures bet, and it's a top tournament run scorer bet, and it's with Bet365. And I've just been online now and checked the price that it's there, and it's 12-1 about Virat Kohli, top run scorer in the tournament. And I just think that's a fantastic bet because we know he is opening the batting, and that is absolutely crucial. We weren't sure whether Kohli was going to open the batting. We thought he might bat at number 3, but because he's opening the batting, and the opening batsmen absolutely dominate the top tournament run scorer market, only twice has a opener failed to win this market. It's a terrific bet. He's the best batsman in the world. He's probably the best batsman there's ever been. It's one of the best prices I've ever seen. You'll be able to get 8s elsewhere probably. I think I did see 8s with Betfair Sportsbook. That's a great bet because we know he's opening the batting, and that's absolutely key. I'd be betting him at 6s because I think he's that good, and it's such a fillip to know that he's going to be opening the batting now. He started off against Chennai. Okay, he didn't score big. He barely troubled the scorers, but class will out with that guy, and he will give you a great run for your money.
Great stuff. Oh, somebody just joined the chat. I'm sorry because we've got a lot of moving wheels at the moment. So it's speaking on chat is a little hard. It says, Jay Will says, I'm late, but I'm here. Give me the goods. That's what we're here for. And that's amazing. And that's why it's so great to speak with experts of a certain betting field because, you knowing these prices and knowing you're like, jump on it. It's a great price. And that's hopefully what Sportsbet Daily is here for you guys. So tremendous stuff. All right, Ed Hawkins, hopefully we will be back talking to you soon. But for daily coverage, Ed Hawkins writes for us over at Odds Market. He has his own cricket page, which he has completely filled. You've got player profiles, team profiles, outrights, betting markets. You name it, you can feast yourself on cricket betting knowledge. And if you want even more, Ed Hawkins goes by @cricketbetting on Twitter. So give him a follow. He sure knows his stuff. Thanks, Ed. We'll be in touch shortly.
Thanks.
Have a good day and enjoy Indian Premier League. All right, fantastic stuff, guys. We are now going to moving over to across the pond, NCAAB. We're entering into the Sweet 16, which starts on Thursday. 16 teams trying to vie for a place for the playoffs. So interesting to see what bets. I have had a sneaky peek as Jay from the Sports Keg. He's going to come on and give a couple of his tips. Hello, Jay. How's it going? Love the set.
Going on?
Yeah, all good, all good. I'm ready to talk some basketball, I have to say. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. The tournament's going well.
Mm-hmm.
And this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, we get through the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's on to the Final Four. So it's been profitable so far.
That is great. I know a lot of people, actually. Obviously, I work with Jimmy the Bag. He's doing well as well. And obviously, he knew that I was going to be talking with you. And I picked his brain for a few questions. And actually, I have quite a few. He sort of was like reeling them out. Obviously, Duke is a tournament favorite, and they had a scare against UCF. Many are saying that obviously this scare, I think they win by just 1 point, that this should help them advance and win the trophy. Are they your favorites right now?
No. As a matter of fact, I bet a future on the field against Duke at minus 140 the other day. It's hard to win a national championship when you don't have anybody that can knock down a shot. They literally have one legitimate shooter in the starting five, and that's Cam Reddish. And for all the hype about Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett, they can't make shots. I mean, literally, Central Florida advances if a ball went around the rim like twice with 1 second left on the clock. Duke should not even be in the tournament right now. They were outplayed, and I think there are legitimately 6 teams that can win the national championship, and I think they're going to get beat by one of them.
Wow. And so one of the questions obviously is, has Zion Williams lived up to his billing as the next big superstar? So I'm guessing you are not a Zion Williams fan.
Well, I mean, he's raw. I think that once he gets into the NBA, he'll work on his game, and he could be really good. But he's got a lot of work to do. So I like other players in the draft better than I like him. But he'll probably be the first pick in the draft because of the hype. And he has such a weird body type. He's so powerful and fast for such a big guy. But I just don't think in the tournament the team's going to get it done.
Okay, interesting stuff. Now, there's only one Cinderella team left in the tournament, that obviously being 12th seed Oregon Ducks. Do they stand a chance against number 1 seed Virginia Cavaliers?
No, I don't think so. I was really down on the Pac-12 this year. I thought it was one of the worst conferences. It was the worst conference out of all the Power 5 teams. They got 3 bids in this tournament: Arizona State, Oregon, and Washington. Arizona State didn't deserve to be in the tournament. And the only reason why Oregon even made the tournament is because they had an incredible last month of the season. They haven't lost a game since February 23rd. Mm-hmm. But I just think that, first of all, they're playing the number 1 defense in the nation and the second best offensive efficiency out of 350 teams. It's a tall ask, and I think that Virginia gets it done and ends Oregon's try anyway.
Yeah. Now we've got Michigan and Michigan State are both 2 seeds alive in this tournament. Which do you think is the best chance to make a run in the championship?
Probably Michigan State. Michigan's young. Their best players are freshmen. I think between Cassius Winston, Langford, and Nick Ward for Michigan State, they have the pieces to make a deep run. They have a championship pedigree. Their coach has won multiple national titles. I think that Michigan State is going to have a hard time getting through LSU. As a matter of fact, I like LSU plus the points in that game. I think Michigan probably wins the game, but it's so hard to pick somebody to win this tournament because there are literally 6 teams that could win it all.
Yeah.
So I think Michigan State probably gets further in the tournament than Michigan does. I think Michigan loses against Texas Tech in this round. So.
Yeah, okay. And I noticed as well in your article, it's called March Madness by the Numbers Sweet 16 Best Bets. For those who want to go and check it out on Odds Market. I will also put in the clip, I'll put the link to Jay's article as well. Now, you've got 2 favourite matches and bets that you've got your eye on. For the Sweet 16, one of them being Michigan State versus LSU. Do you want to take us through your play for that?
Yeah, Michigan State, they will play in their 7th Sweet 16 game in the last 10 years. They've made it under Tom Izzo. They've been a perennial power in the tournament the last 20 years, and it's no different. I mean, this season they were the dominant team in the Big Ten. They won both the regular season championship, they won the conference tournament championship, and their opponent LSU, they've been strong this year. You know, Tremont Waters and Naz Reid, they led Louisiana State to their first SEC regular season conference championship in a decade. Can they keep the momentum going? Yeah, I mean, let me start off by saying I think Michigan State, they're a really solid squad. Anytime you beat an in-state rival 3 times in 1 year, that's a top 10 team in the country, Michigan. You know, that's impressive. I think both teams are fully capable of winning the game on Friday. Michigan State probably has the experience edge. But I think at the end of the day, see, the problem with LSU is their coach has been suspended indefinitely for a pay-to-play scandal. There was an investigation going on, and he was illegally wiretapped. And LSU, I thought they were dead in the water after that, but they seemed to really rally around the team. And I think they cover the game. I think 3 possessions in a college basketball game is a lot. I think that I would hold off, though, because Michigan State is such a public side that I think the line probably goes up, and you might be able to get more than 6 points. Right now, the line is 6 points. I think if you monitor the line, you may be able to get a better line. But I think Michigan State wins the game, but I think LSU covers.
Okay, yeah, and I've got here LSU +6, but you think that that's going to go up closer to the game?
I do, because Michigan State has done so well in past tournaments, and the public, you know, sees a team go deep in a tournament, 7 out of the last 10 years, and they tend to back that team than the team that just won their conference for the first time in a decade. So I do think there's a chance the line goes up.
Interesting. Okay, so basically hold off, wait for the line movement, and then hit the play button. So Louisiana State University +6. And then finally as well, not Michigan State. What's the next one? Tennessee versus Purdue is the other one that you're looking at on Thursday. What's your play here?
I don't understand this line at all. You know, Purdue, the defending national championship, Villanova, in the last round, but it really wasn't the team that won the national championship. They lost 4 players to the NBA draft last year, and Purdue, the line was 4 in the game. Purdue beats them by 26. They looked really impressive. It was their 2nd consecutive cover in the tournament, but I still don't think they get the job done. Now, Tennessee has struggled in this tournament. They didn't cover against Colgate in the first round, and they were up huge against Iowa. They let Iowa back in the game the last round, and the game went to overtime. Again, they win by 6. They don't cover the game. Now, when I first saw the line, I thought the line was way off. It opened at a pick. I thought the line should have been more like 3.5 or 4. The line is up to 1.5 now, so you missed the best of the number, unfortunately. But, you know, often in times, people think it's a what have you done for me lately type of sport. But, you know, I think most of the time you look at a team's full body of work throughout the year, and normally they end up regressing back to the mean. And I think that should happen in this game. Purdue is incredibly reliable on the scoring of Carson Edwards. He scores more points than the next two players on the team combined. And I just think between Jordan Bone, Jordan Bowden, Lamonte Turner, I think they will shut Carson Edwards down. They'll have to rely on Ryan Klein's three-point shooting. And I think Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield will be able to lock him down. And I don't think Klein will be able to get into a rhythm. So I think at the end of the day, Tennessee's a top 20 team offensively. Mm-hmm. And I think that they get the job done down the stretch. It might be close in the first half, but college basketball is a tale of two halves. And I think down the stretch, Tennessee shuts them down and gets it done.
Awesome stuff. Now, obviously, if you want more information as well on Jay's bets there, head on over to oddsmarket.com. Basketball page there brings it up. If not, I will put the link in the description box of the clip. Now, of course, you have a nightly podcast. It's a video as well. You do videos each night. Where can we find you?
Yeah, we are the Sports Keg. It's like 6 guys, and we're on. We have a YouTube channel called the Sports Keg YouTube channel. We have a show, a live betting show every night for like 4 hours, called the Kegcast, and in 6 weeks we're up 76 units live betting. Wow. So we've absolutely destroyed the last 6 weeks since we started this show. It's been a lot of fun, and normally it's like around 7 p.m. On the YouTube channel. This weekend we'll be on all day and night because of the tournament, and yeah, that's it. Sports Keg YouTube channel.
Fantastic stuff. So we'll be watching you in playing during the tournament, during the matches, and for those we can follow along and place the bets with you, and hopefully share some of that profit with you. What amazing result!
Thank you, Nat.
Oh, awesome stuff. Listen, absolute pleasure, Jay. We'll speak to you soon. When is your next article out for Odds Market for your next set of bets that we can look forward to?
Well, I wrote an article this morning, so that should be up there today. Then after the Friday night games are over, I will write an article Friday night for the Sunday games.
Fantastic stuff. So there we go. Jay from Sports Keg. Give him a follow. Absolutely wonderful talking to you. And we will speak soon. Hopefully maybe get you on Friday, Saturday at some point to talk some more plays. But best of luck, and I'll see you soon.
You got it. Thanks, Nat.
All right, so heading into the final segment of today's show, Tuesday the 26th, we are inviting Alex from Need for Tips. He does an article for us at oddsmarket.com, and you've actually probably already seen his show. We do Alex Azaka. We have decided to bring it in to Sports Bet Daily and make it as one of our segments here. It is 3 trebles that he delivers each week, and he literally, I don't know if you guys give him a follow on Twitter, at Need for Tips, absolutely killing it. Let us introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Alex from Need for Tips. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Nice being here. Nice being on the second episode of my favorite show. Welcome. Since yesterday.
To our new home. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I had an amazing Euro 2020 qualifiers. Killing the Bookies on Twitter, Killing the Bookies on oddsmarket.com with daily articles. And we are preparing for another weekend full of the top 5 leagues in Europe, right?
Yes, we are. I know international break is over. Now, I had Martin on Monday. And of course, he was sort of saying, bet carefully after the international break. Do you echo those opinions?
Yeah, it's like in between the Champions League weeks. Also, after the international break, the players are going back to their clubs. most of the important players were called to their national teams to play in this Euro 2020 qualifiers, and I think that yeah, you should bet more careful than usual, because they are back. They will probably need a few days to get back on track with their clubs and so on. But we are still here to find the value on daily basis and to bring you guys the best value bets on the market.
Absolutely. No, I like the international break, but then I'm always glad that it's over. But yeah, it does sometimes disrupt betting. So we'll see. Now I was looking on Twitter as well. What do you do? Like 5-0 with your bankers?
Yeah, no. With my bankers is 3-1 and waiting for the last one today. Yesterday I went 5-0 with all my bets. I had another one clean sweep on the international break. So I'm doing very good. I will also share my odds market results from the Euro 2020 qualifiers tomorrow after they play all the matches today. But if you want to see more tips, the matches are starting in 30 minutes. You can find the article on odds market for Tuesday's best betting tips, and also my free plays every day on my Twitter handle.
Yes, exactly, at Need for Tips. All right, so you have got, for those watching for the first time, we ran it was a little mini video series, and it would generally be a winner ACCA, both teams to score ACCA, and a weekend treble. Are you going for the same format this time?
Same pattern till the end of the season. It gave us a lot of profit so far, and I think that we will continue to smash it on a weekly basis.
So if it is not broken, we will continue. I know you must be.
Exactly.
I can't believe you must be banned from some bookies by now. They're just like, they must shudder when they see your name sign up. Just like,
listen,
go bet somewhere else.
Someone closed me 2 months ago. I will not say the name because I'm not doing that. This is why it's great to have more bookies, to create more users at more bookies, you know, because if you are winning, which I am, and most of our followers are, and most of all our experts from odds market are winning every week from UFC, because I see Dave Betts is on the live chat with us.
5-0 on his punching parlay.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric also with Formula 1 and MotoGP is joining us on the live chat. He will be live on the Sportsbet Daily on Friday, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are winning. Watch our articles, watch our work on odds market, because you are missing money if you don't.
Wow, I'm just at 87.7 units of profit this season. You have given out 1,184. You have been busy. 628 wins and 530 losses there. That's pretty incredible there. An ROI of 106.7. We will as well, obviously, as we get moving, we will be bringing on bet records from our cappers here from our different sports. So do stay tuned from all of that. But listen, let us start us off there. Both teams to score bet. What are you looking at?
Both teams to score ACCA, total odds 5.31 or US odds plus 431. I'm going Dortmund versus Wolfsburg, both teams to score at 1.66. Liverpool versus Tottenham, both teams to score at 1.73. And my favorite, both teams to score for this week, Sampdoria versus AC Milan, both teams to score at 1.85. You can take them also at single bets, because the odds are very good for single bets as well. But we are here for the ACCA show, for the Sportsbet Daily ACCA show. So we are delivering ACCA bet. So total odds of 5.31, 3 matches, and from 3 different leagues: Dortmund, Wolfsburg, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Sampdoria, AC Milan.
Yeah. Also, as well, we will. So, Sportsbet Daily until the end of the football season. Sportsbet Daily will run from Monday, Tuesday to Friday, with Wednesday and Thursday still keeping our filming schedules at SBR, a YouTube channel for the Premier League Rundown and the Best Bet show. How we move on in the new football season will have to be waited to see as we figure it out. But Sportsbet Daily will run from Monday to Friday, and then with the look to extending that Monday to Sunday. So anyway, Best Bets will be back on Thursday there. Martin Stewart and Alex, Full House. Full House, we haven't had Stewart for 2 weeks, so it'd be nice to check in with him and see how his crazy bets are doing.
Yeah, I think that he's very prepared after 2 weeks of illness. Yes. We found out today that he is good to go.
Yes.
And we wish him the best, and to see him also on Thursday for the Best Bet show, because the shows miss him, we miss him, and also our followers and good friends from the live chat miss his crazy odds, these crazy values on the European soccer football.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so you have a winner, Aka, for us, another treble here. Total odds of 4.5. What are they?
4.5. Eintracht Frankfurt at home against Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga to win at 1.47. Eintracht Frankfurt in a great shape. They're also in Bundesliga, also in Europa League. They qualified in the quarterfinals, knocking out Inter Milan. Parma versus Atalanta. Atalanta to win at 1.57. Atalanta are coming after a shocking draw against Chievo, and I think that it's time for them to bounce back if they still want that top 6 finish and a European spot at the end of the season. And my favorite again, Getafe at home against Leganes at 1.95 in the Spanish La Liga. Absolutely brilliant odds for Getafe to win at home. They opened around 1.7. Now they are at 1.95. You can check the odds with the odds market. We have a betting odds service there, so you can check that out. Getafe, the surprise package of the season in the Spanish La Liga. I think that if they continue this way, they might pull off the upset and play Champions League next season, which will be brilliant for them, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that the Atalanta would be your favourites on that one, because I know you're loving Atalanta at the moment. Over 2.5 goals. That's kind of like the
the over 2.5 goals on Atalanta, yes. But on this winner Aka, let's say that Getafe have the better value. At home at 1.95. Atalanta away at 1.57.
You're going for the value.
4.5 there.
You're going for the value. That's why that one's the better one. I know you on the Best Bet show. Yeah. I know you've been loving the Atalanta win. All right. So, hang on a sec. Actually, sorry, quickly before we get to the weekend treble, Trevor Never says, "Are they not on SBR anymore?" We are on SBR Wednesdays and Thursdays. We are still part of SBR. I'm in the SBR studio. We are part of the SBR team. We've decided, obviously, as we're growing, basically to have our own channel, which is Odds Market. It's European facing, which kind of basically means that we're focusing on European sport. But during the whole show, we had NCAA picks yesterday as well. We had US sports, baseball. So we will obviously be incorporating US sports as well, but with a very strong focus with European sports. And then that is also reflected on our website, oddsmarket.com. Again, it's a sister site of SBR. Same team, same people, except European focusing. So hope that answers your question. All right, Alex. Weekend treble.
Same team, team bankroll, because the team is huge right now, covering every single
running
sport.
Yeah, exactly. We've just been promoted and given our own. They were like, right, you guys are doing so well. Here's your own website. Here's your own channel, and grow it at the size of SBR. All right, then we'll try our best. We said. So this is what we're doing.
Okay, the weekend treble for this week. Last week it was a winner. Hopefully this week it will be a winner also at 3.75 total odds, plus 275 in US odds. So Fiorentina versus Torino. over 2 goals on the Asian handicap at 1.67. 11 matches between them. The last head-to-heads, the last 11 head-to-heads have seen at least 2 goals in each match. Both teams are looking great going forward, and I think that we should see at least 3 goals. But just for the Saka, I'm going for just over 2 on the Asian handicap, which if we will only see 2 goals, it will be a void or a push, like the US people are saying. Alaves versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid entered this match on the back of 2 defeats in a row in across all competition, Champions League and La Liga. And I think that it's time for them to bounce back, because they might lose that second place, because Real Madrid are with Zidane right now. And I think that they will win most of their matches till the end of the season. But Alaves, another surprise package of the season in La Liga, playing for the top 6 finish. And I think that they might be able to find the back of the net here. Over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.5. The bookies are offering these odds because they know that Alaves will probably defend at home. And Atletico Madrid have that defensive approach in every single match. But I'm seeing totally different. I'm going against the bookies, and I'm going for the overs in this match. Last on this weekend treble is coming from the Netherlands, from the Eredivisie, the clash of the season in the Eredivisie between Ajax Amsterdam and PSV. PSV top of the table there, 5 points clear at the top of the table, followed by Ajax with 8 weeks to go till the end of the season. This is a must win for Ajax, but it will be very tough to beat PSV despite playing at home. I think that we will see absolutely a thrilling match between two great European teams who are doing very well also in Europe. Ajax qualified, as we know, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League after beating, guess whom? Real Madrid. So over 2.5 goals in the match there at 1.5.
Yeah, low for the over 2.5 goals, I have to say, but obviously just showing the goals predicted. And talking of Champions League as well, how thrilling has this tournament been? Obviously, I will be back in April, January, March, April. It will be back in and very exciting stuff. So obviously all of that will be covered here at Sports Bet Daily as well. So pretty much wrapping up the show here. This hour has literally flown by. Maybe as we grow, maybe we can extend the time and just have a little bit longer to chat with our guests, because it did feel a little too short. But
yeah, I'm a huge fan. I wanted to see it from a neutral point of view. Also yesterday, also today before I enter live, and I really love it. I don't know about cricket. I don't know about NCAA. I don't know about golf. Nothing. Also yesterday I was also darts. I'm looking some darts, but I'm not betting.
We're going to be pros at all sports by the end of it, Alex.
I'm seeing the experts here on the show knowing so much about that sports, eating, breathing sport, that specific sport. I'll create 2 bankrolls starting next season. One for my tips and one for the rest.
Yeah, no, it is really interesting, and I tell you, just speaking with the likes of Craig, Jay, and Ed Hawkins as well, I really could have spoken to them for like a long time just on this sort of. I have so many questions, and myself as well, really sort of a newbie into sort of the world of Premier League, Indian Premier League betting, and and golf, and it's incredible. But listen, we're going to have a great season, learn as we go, and hopefully as well make some money. So that is the end of the show. Alex from Need for Tips, thank you very much, and I'll see you on Thursday.
See you on Thursday. Best of luck with your bets and great show again.
Thank you very much. All right, so that does wrap up the show. We will be back Wednesday and Thursday, like I said, over at SBR Premier League Punters, 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Best Bet show. Same format, same people. On Friday, though, starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, we will be talking World Championship preview, snooker, also as well, Craig Edwards. He actually used to play alongside Ronnie O'Sullivan, so he's going to talk a little bit about that as well. Then we move over and speak with Adam Booth, Counter-Strike, SCGO, esports, if there's any esports bettors out there as well. He is going to hold our hand and show us the way of how to make some money esports betting. And then finally, actually, no, so not finally, segment finally with Formula One, the Bahrain Grand Prix, and also Argentinian Grand Prix as well from MotoGP. And then finally, we're going to end with Dave Betts, UFC, just talking about the weekend as well. He also has an article with us on Odds Market called The Punching Parlay, generally out Thursday or Friday. And 5-0 his record sits. He's literally written 5 articles for us, and each one of those punching parlays, Akabets, has come through. So the 6th installment will be out this week, so it is one to check out. Please head on over to oddsmarket.com. There is so much wonderful betting content there for you guys to sink your teeth into, new sports to learn, new ways to make money as well. But again, thank you very much for watching, and to all our wonderful guests. Really, really had a wonderful, wonderful hour. And we will see you on Friday, Sports Bet Daily. Take care.